you actually want to upgrade to a direct drive wheel, but feel like €1,000 is just too much to spend on everything, then actually we got good news for you here at Overtake, because it seems like the direct drive wheel market gets more and more competitive, and that's why we're quite happy that we received one of the very first Moza R3 bundles. Why do I say that? Because this bundle actually has a very, very competitive price. It comes with wheel, wheelbase, and the pedals, and all of that for €439 here in the EU or $399 over in the US. So that seems like a real bargain when it comes to direct drive wheels, while the review will still take a few days because first we actually have to check it and figure out how good it is, but we wanted to give you a first impression now that we have it here. It's an entry-level direct drive wheel, enabling you to get, for under €500, everything that you need to actually get into sim racing or upgrade to a direct drive wheel. One cool thing, especially in nowadays times with, all the drama out there and how long you have to wait for some of the deliveries, Moza told us that this steering wheel, the entire bundle, is already ready for shipping in the EU and US warehouses. So if you would currently order, which starts today, 4th of June, if you're watching this on the very first day, then you can already head over, order it, and expect it in the next few days, which I think is quite good because we're sim racers. We're not really known for being very patient, I would say. We want everything quick, just like our lap times, right? So let's unpack the first thing here. That's the actual steering wheel. 22 buttons in total, so that's actually quite cool. Should give us enough to put, flash, pit limiter, wiper, different ERS states, whatever it might be on it. Radio button, always like that, because I always use them to either do pit stop requests, if the sim has that, or F1 actually is kind of cool, because you can use that for the voice feature, stuff like that. You got the typical AB, XY setup for obviously Xbox, because this wheel is Xbox compatible. So you can either use this wheelbase and the wheel on your PC or on your console, which will give you a nice range. So if you want to change between the different modes, PC and Xbox, quite easy. S1, S2, press these both at the same time. That changes the actual mode that the wheel is running in. And this is a 280mm wheel, so that's 11 inches. And luckily we also got the other Moza wheel, so I can quickly show it to you. So that is a 330mm wheel. That's a 280, so 13-inch, 11-inch, just for you guys out there to see how it's different. Also to note while we have it, obviously this ES wheel, how it's called on the R3 bundle, only has the shifters, not the actual clutch as on this. It got the typical Moza quick release, so nothing changed there. And I have to admit, we actually had to order a new Xbox Series X because we only had a PlayStation so far in the office. But don't worry, we got you covered. We got that one brand new. First level here, that's a lot of cables and just packaging. Obviously, you need a cable to plug it into power, so that's what this is for. So get that out of the way, which brings us to the juicy parts of such a bundle, obviously, as this is the actual base. This feels really, really light. It is the typical Moza design, but even a bit smaller. I mean, look how short it is. That's where we are technology-wise now. Like you saw some of the other wheels nowadays, it's incredible. Like we have wheelbases going from this to now just this. I mean, that's nothing. It's great. 3.9 Newton meters in such a small, powerful package. So if you don't have a lot of space either on your rig because you want a screen right behind you, or your TV station, whatever it might be, your desk, this is actually a base that is really easy to find space for. Plus that you know from all the other Moza bases to actually plug in your shifter and your pedals. That is the clamp. Yeah, desk clamp installation, so it comes with a desk clamp. You don't have to order that separately. Whatever you have at home, you will probably somehow get this to run on the very first day. It's not like, back then Christmas when they forgot for your presents to actually bring the batteries and then you couldn't play with it. Can't happen here. Desk clamp is already in it. We get to the pedal set. All right, we got the pedals unpacked, and first good news, that's all metal. That's really, really cool for this price point. I mean, there's a lot of plastic pedals still out there, so I really like that Moza went for metal here. They also have these anti-slip rubber thingies beneath, which is good, in case you can't screw it to your rig yet because you don't have one. And let's be real, most of us started without a rig in the beginning, so it is an entry-level set. You can just put them on the floor and they will not slip away, but you can also just screw them later on onto your rig in case you upgrade. So these are Hall sensor pedals out of metal, so they should be maintenance free, right? Those Hall sensors are quite easy to manage. There's not much on them, they're quite light. While we are at upgrades, let's look at one of those upgrades, because we also got the SRP Lite clutch pedals. So SRP, that's the pedal set we have here. These are the SRP Lite pedals. And you can also get a clutch pedal for that. So in case you are doing Euro Truck Simulator, could be, or you're really into 8-shifter driving, AC mods, whatever it might be, you at least can get a clutch pedal. So these are adjustable. You can obviously put these pedals on a different space. You can basically just screw them here. You see it's always 2, so you can just put them here or here, however you like. And you can adjust them in the height as well. So whatever is your shoe size, these pedals should fit for you. In case you feel like that brake is actually not stiff enough for you, it is for my arms, because let's be real, we talked about that, I'm not Hulk. There is an upgrade pack in case needed, so called the SRP Lite Brake Pedal Performance Kit. With that you can get an even stiffer brake, so that's another upgrade you could use for the SRP Lite pedals, which means, and that's something I really like, if you buy it as your entry level and you feel like, I want something a bit more sophisticated, a bit more stiffer, whatever it might be, right? It seems like that Moza will have a ton of upgrades available for it. We saw 2 upgrades already for the pedals. They're obviously different rims and all that for the wheelbase. You can mount them differently. So I already like that. There's still the handbrake, shifters, all of that work with that entry-level package. So you don't have to immediately basically buy a whole new pack just because you want to do the next step in sim racing. Right, that's all of that's it in the R3 bundle package, but it also means it's everything that we need to actually kick off our sim racing with direct drive wheels. We have the pedals, we have the wheelbase, we've got a steering wheel, all the cables, and a clamp, so we're ready to go.
Hey guys, it's Michel. So I won't have Rene all the fun on his own, right? So yeah, I just helped installing our Moza R3 here on our SimLab P1X Pro rig. That was pretty straightforward, just 4 screws, fits perfectly here with the pattern. And I have to say it again, it's really amazing how compact and cute and small this wheelbase is, yeah? And it allows you, as you can see, to mount the monitor very, very close to the wheelbase here. So you are really have a great immersion in the sim. And also the pedals, they are quite sturdy as they are made of metal or steel. And you can really feel that they are made for endurance. And at this price point, I think it's really good to not have plastic in the pedal tray screws of your rig, or you have also some screws in the Moza package, especially these long ones that fit here to the lower part. As all of the newer wheelbases of Moza, it has also all the connections in the back, for example, for the Moza HPP handbrake, and you can connect it directly with this RJ cable, so it will also work on Xbox. So if pedals and all the accessories are connected to the wheelbase directly, they are also supported on the Xbox. Before you start, look at Moza's compatibility list. They have it on the website. And there you can see also which of the accessories work with which different game. So not everything is supported with all of the games. For example, the SGP sequential shifter, for example, is supported with Dirt Rally 2.0, but not with WRC or EA Sports WRC. So when you have your brand new Moza R3 wheel, either you are one of the IT guys that say, never change a running system, I will just boot it up and it works, that's fine. But some others want to have the latest firmware and check all the settings. And therefore you have 2 different options. The first one would be, if you're Xbox user, you don't have a PC at home, that's also fine. You can just download the Moza Racing app from the App Store. Also all described here in this little manual that you get with the wheel. It's in English and in Chinese. And a second option, also if you're using it on the PC as well as on the Xbox, you can just plug it to your PC with the USB cable. And then you have this software called Moza Pit House. And here you can also, with this little cloud icon, you can check the latest firmware and update from here with a 1-click to upgrade install. And you can also check different settings, also for the RPM indicator, and also different presets, like basic settings for the FFB. And the wheel, at least in the software, supports up to 2700 degrees. That's especially nice for truck simulations, I guess. I think it's also in terms of flex, it's also very sturdy, same with the pedals. So this all has a very solid approach, really. I mean, this material here, these PU grips, it's not the highest class material ever, but it has a very good grip. And this is also, sweat resistant. So you can race here for a longer time without gloves. Only little edges here. So the whole build quality of it looks really good. we have just booted up Assetto Corsa Competizione. Yeah, this wheelbase really communicates well, so you know what the car is doing. You also feel the curbs. Most of the time the wheelbase is very silent. It's not a particular loud one. And when I remember like 15 years ago when I got my first belt-driven wheel, this was quite loud. And this is way, way quieter. Also the brakes, like I'm getting fully into the brakes now. And there, when the front tires are rubbing a bit, so there's a certain area of the force feedback where it's just a little bit of rattling. Yeah, so especially when you are on the brakes and over those randy 3D curbs or something, then it starts to do some noise, but otherwise it's a very smooth operation. Yeah, of course, I mean, the force feedback and yeah, the general strength that you get out of the wheelbase is not the strongest. Nothing compared to a, for example, 16 or even 12 Newton meter wheel, but this is also not what it's made for, right? And still, transitions, the feel for what the front tires are doing, it's still there. And I think we can tweak a lot to get an even better feeling out of this, so we will do that next time. All right, to the Xbox, and for the final review, there's something we would like to know from you guys. So please give us feedback in the comments. What kind of racing games or simulators do you want to see on the Xbox that we test for the final review next week? And yeah, when you are there in the comment section, also make sure to like that video, subscribe and hit that bell to don't miss future videos. So on the Xbox, the wheel also works here in the menus as a controller, obviously. It also has this little Xbox button here. And to put the wheel into Xbox mode or PC mode, you just simply press S1 and S2 at the same time for a few seconds. Then you see here the LED indicator is flickering, and then it's now in PC mode on a stage, and see what the wheel is like here in WRC on the Xbox. Also in terms of input lag, because this is sometimes an issue with the consoles, but as you can see also the steering angle and also the input lag is not that bad. Actually, I've seen worse ones. And as it is with WRC, when you have the handbrake, get moving, your wheel is starting to get some force into your hands already. And we're on stage now here in Estonia with a Rally 2 car. And this force feedback is way, way stronger than it was just with ACC on the PC. I'm really surprised of how much force there is for a 3.9 Newton meter wheelbase. Over the jump here, let's see. Yeah, you can really feel the front tires there going back onto the surface. Also over the small little junctions here. Let's see how it is here. Whoop, yeah, it's nice. It's really, it was easy, very easy to install. Not a lot of things that you have to take care of. Just mount it to your desk, get it on your USB port on the Xbox, and then it just works fine. I think especially when you look at kids or younger adults having their first wheel ever, I think this is just the right thing to, the right level of everything, pretty much. Yeah, that's our first impression here of the Moza R3 bundle for Xbox and PC. So we will continue testing. We will tell you about our learnings with this wheelbase next week in the full review. See you next time. Bye-bye.